Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with the top 5 decks from the best players in the world. At the end of the season, the Clash Royale pros are in total tryhard mode, only using their most trusted decks so they can make massive outplays and minimize unnecessary losses. The deck types shown today have been strong in Clash Royale across every meta, and top pros committed to mastering them for that reason. It's time to take a look at what the best in the world play, learn a lot today, and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with credit code SirTag. Flippo rammed through with this Ram Rider Bridge Spam deck to reach number 6 in the world with the 5th highest ranked deck in the game. The Lord of the Goblin with a Thinking Goblin banner. So, I hope that he decides to spam into us because I feel, or I think, that the Ram Rider will be able to crush it. Ram Rider is one of my favorite cards to use defensively because in almost every single situation, it can slow down your opponent's win condition while giving you priority counter push. Okay, so I think that we're in a good spot because the Magic Archer locking onto the tower is giving us some delicious damage. I don't like the fact that that Goblin was able to do enough damage to force out like a Barbarian for us, but the Barbarian killing the Goblin Cage and also the Dark Goblin was fantastic. That might have been the best Barbarian that I've done in a while. That was massive value. I didn't expect it to clean up the Dark Goblin too, but that Barbarian rolled through. All right, so Burrito Clan. All right, dude, I'll eat you up. I love Mexican food. I'm going to go in for a Knight, and I'm going to follow through with a Ram Rider. Typically, we do not see Goblin Giant with a Mortar deck, but Ladder will throw the weirdest things at you, the wildest creations that you would never imagine. Since none of the Goblins lock onto my tower, I'm just going to save my Skeletons for the Spear Goblins that would definitely do damage. If you guys are unaware, the Spear Goblin fires faster than the tower, so even if it's at a limited amount of HP, it will still get damage. However, in that specific situation, it wasn't able to reach our tower in time, so I was very fortunate there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go for a Lumberjack, and I could go in for Magic Archer. He might be predicting that. Yeah, he does predict that with the Dark Goblin. Let's go for Barbarian and then cycle the Knight so then we can get to the Evolution. The best push with this deck is getting the Evolved Knight and then Ram Ridering. And then if your opponent's going to have Barbarians, you Fireball them. If they've got Fireball bait, you Fireball them, obviously. But one of the coolest things that you can do in Clash is being able to go in for that Evolved Knight to tank for everything, have the Lumberjack rage up the Ram Rider, and then you Fireball away like their mini P.E.K.K.A. or whatever little beatdown mini tank killer that they have. And what happens is then they're going to have absolutely no way of getting near the Ram Rider because the Ram Rider has a snare, so the mini P.E.K.K.A. is held really far away. So yeah, we're going to make them pay, and this is exactly what we're going for. This is our game plan. We're going to Fireball on the Dark Goblin, hit some of the Spear Goblins as well, and notice how the Evolved Knight's tanking. He can't do anything. The Ram Rider is coming through, and it's giving us profuse value. And then we can go for Magic Archer on top, but look at the tower. It's still targeting the Evolved Knight. It's not even locking onto the Ram Rider. See how that's an amazing push? When you hit double elixir, you have that game plan. You orchestrate it in your mind, and then you watch it play out. And then when the movie actually lands as you expect it to, it's very satisfying. Okay, so I can go in for a Knight, so then obviously that's not going to lock on our tower. We're going to go for a Fireball on the Spear Goblins. And then I think we might be able to Magic Archer. 420, my man is definitely not chilling right now because the Magic Archer is right about to see him. Mr. Magic Man has a plan, and I think as soon as we get 2 hits, we can go in for a Fireball and win the game. Or maybe we can Fireball. I know at max ladder you're able to Fireball. Does it do enough? No, 250 at level 13. No, we got to go for one more Ram Rider push. Oh, he doesn't even have a building anymore. Man's not even trying to build a defense. Okay. So, oh, I forgot. He's got 2 buildings. I really discounted that as a possibility. Magic Archer, do something. It didn't work. All right, we're going to cycle back to another Fireball. That's slightly more scary, but it's all good because we do end up having the Evolved Knight. Goblin Cage Brawler is coming through, but there's nothing he can do. Hey, he knows me. So yeah, if you guys ever play against me, hit me up with a peace out emote after the game. I love seeing subscribers in the same match as me. This deck clearly demonstrated its strength with the Ram Rider getting raged up by the Lumberjack, having the Evolved Knight tank, and then having the Magic Archer as a supplemental win condition. When the Evolved Knight was tanking for the Ram Rider tearing down the tower, there was nothing our opponent could do. Remy has been top 5 in the world every season with this Magic Archer Minor Wall Breakers. It unleashes mayhem with the Magic Archer, and if you're skilled enough, you're not going to lose. It's time to hunt the hunter, this time with Magic Archer arrows. But I can't Magic Archer at the start of the match because it would be foolish. You don't really expect anything to get plopped down. Oh, okay, well, I don't love this. I'm going to go for a Bomb Tower here. We should be able to fully counter the Hog Rider. But at the same time, if I had Tornado earlier, that would have been the sublime start that we were looking for. Always activate King Tower Tornado for a +1 elixir trade. King Tower activation is well worth it. And then you can save your Bomb Tower for other things. Sometimes your opponent, randomly at mid-ladder, is going to have a Balloon Hog Rider deck. And the Bomb Tower is way better on defense against the Balloon. So I would prefer to do that. So what can we do here? would want to go in for the miner and then log on top of the firecracker, because then it should one-shot the firecracker. Wait, that was so bad. The firecracker knocked herself away. Wait, it was good. It was so bad that it was good. She knocked herself into the night. All right. I feel like a fool, but this is how we want to play. We have enough elixir for the bomb tower, so we should be able to get that down in time to counter the hog. Wow, that was beautiful. I calculated that down to the last elixir with the most optimal placement possible in Clash Royale. And if you guys know anything about Hog Rider versus this deck, it is a good time for us. He just used his log, and now he's going to repent, because he doesn't have anything for the spear goblins. What are you going to do? You're going to go skeletons, then you're going to drop Tesla? It's going to get even more disgusting. Y'all might think that I have a commanding lead, but you haven't seen anything yet. When I go in for the knight in the back, I can then go in, get him to go for a Hog Rider on the left-hand side, activate King Tower with the tornado, cycle back to another knight. This time it will be evolved, and then we'll be able to have an amazing trade. Okay, so if you see a knight getting to body block your King Tower activation with your tornado, what you do is you stop whatever they're dropping at the river with your knight or your wall breakers, and then it doesn't body block or mess up your tornado. Always just drop something at the river, and then you're completely content and happy with your situation. He's going to go in for skeletons, so we're going to pre-log them, or he's going to log them. That's fine as well. Oh, the... It went right into the Tesla, but not in the way he wanted. The finesse was real. That was incredible. Oh, he fell for our trap card. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to do the exact same trade again. He's going to Earthquake. No damage besides the Earthquake. Will he get anything besides spell damage for the rest of this game? I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you guys hate 2.6 Hog Rider, you will love this deck. If you hate regular Hog Rider decks, you will love this deck. And it gets even more spicy when we get the dual magic archers just for the memes on the same side. Usually I would not do this, but it's too fun to pass up on, you know? Oh, the firecracker didn't even kill our spear goblins. Let's go. Spear goblins are somehow still alive. No way, he's losing the firecracker too. And they're still alive again. These are immortal spear goblins. Truly my spirit animals. Oh, this is way too fun. And we're not even done. We're going to go in for a miner and a log on top of the firecracker so he can't finesse me here. I want to go in for another tornado. Can he get anything besides spell damage for the rest of this game? I really want to know. I'm going to go for wall breakers so I can go and pull back the evolved knight. And then I can get spear goblins and then go in for a bomb tower. And then go in for a miner here inside corner. It's going to be harder for him to finesse that. And then we can tornado on top of skeletons if he decides to drop them just for a flex. And then we're going to go in for, actually, we're going to go for a log just to make sure the firecracker doesn't get the hit. Then we're going to go for wall breakers. Wait, our King Tower is surprisingly low. Okay. Okay. We'll tornado it back this time. Then we're going to go for spear goblins. I had no clue. My King Tower was at mission critical at 1,800 health. The evolved knight in the other side might even lock into the tower. Let's go. Okay, you know what, guys? I've had enough of the shenanigans. We're going to close out this game. The evolved knight in the left. Wait, can I take both towers? What if I take both towers? Is there any possibility that that's even a play? A remote possibility. We can use this firecracker to our advantage as well. So let's just do that. Let's go and use the tornado and the firecracker. GG. I achieved ultimate troll status in that match, and our opponent didn't get any bit of damage on our princess towers. The only thing he was able to do was tickle us with the earthquake. Not a single unit touched our precious towers, which proves the defensive prowess of this deck, showcasing why it's always top 5 in the world. Both Carl the Legend and Dominic decided to fly high above everyone else on ladder with this Lava Hound balloon deck. What's up, Jose? So hopefully he goes and spams everything at us right now. We want him to go and bring out the hose and spray units all over the right-hand side, go directly into Skeleton Dragons, into a Tombstone, but that is not what he's doing. So I think we can go for I was going to drop Skeleton Dragons on the right-hand side, and it worked out wonderfully. He ended up dedicating some smaller skeletons, some inferior ones to the dragons, and we devoured. Okay, we're going to Fireball directly on the Electro Wizard. I think that we're going to be able to kill it with one Skeleton Dragon hit. Beautiful! That is a lot of extra damage. And then we can go for a Tombstone to go and pull. And I'm going to go for Mega Man off to the side. I think that the Mega Man is able to swipe down the bats. I don't know if this is going to be beautiful or not, the rest of the interaction, because the skeletons should die. That one bat is absolutely trolling me. It could have been better, but we kept the Mega Minion alive. The bats are out of cycle. We have barbarians. You know what? Without the giant in cycle, I don't think he can build a meaningful offense. Let's Lava Hound in the back and set up a huge attack. If he spams on the other side, we've got barbarians. Lots of times, people that are running Giant are going to be running... I was going to say, like, Giant plus Arrows and Zap and Giant Graveyard, but that might not be the case right now. We know the bats are out of cycle, so I want to go in for a Balloon. And if he's going to have Electro Wizard and Bats, it's not that bad. We could go arrows, but I'd rather build a bigger push with Skeleton Dragons, because if you think about it from this perspective, is the Skeleton Dragons are going to give us a lot of value over time, whereas the spell value is rather transient. So Skeleton Dragons are able to just pummel the rest of the Sparky. Huge push rolling towards this guy. Yeah, he is getting clotheslined right now. He's dropping the Bats afterward, but it's a little bit too late. I wonder if I can go in for a Lava Hound in the back left as well and build up an even bigger push. We're going to go Barbarians, just to shut that down and get to the Evo Barbs, so then they survive a Fireball. It's like, you know, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, Barbarians. Right now, you're learning a little bit. You're going to the gym, you're eating healthy, and your evolution is going to happen. You're going to be your best form of yourself someday. Oh, wow. They're actually doing some nice damage, too. All right, we can go for a very low tombstone to pull that as far as possible. The most optimal placement to extract as much value as we can. So Skeleton Dragons, a lot of people like to joke about them being single targeting cards, but my Skeleton Dragons, somehow, some way, just melted Bats. That's beautiful. All right, we can go in for arrows and Fireball here, or we can drop Evolve Barbarians. I like dropping Evolve Barbarians a little bit more, just because of the potential of taking out everything. I'm a greedy person. That's just intrinsically who I am. I want it all, man. We can go for a Lava Hound as well, and if you guys haven't done this, it's nice because the Lava Hound will tank for a lot of the pups, and then you can go for Skeleton Dragons and just keep up the offense. So as soon as the first Lava Hound pops, you can drop another Lava Hound in the middle, and that will tank for all the Lava Pups, so then you get infinite more damage. That's one of the tips I stole from professional Lava Hound players, and look at how well this is going for us. One of the easiest and most decisive victories that I've had as a Lava Hound player. Spamming same side into the Sparky, using your spells at the most optimal point, and usually concentrating on getting value with your Skeleton Dragons is the secret to success. Having both Tombstone and Barbarians to pull and delete your opponent's win conditions allows you to safely set up big Lava Hound balloon pushes, which bashes your opponent's tower and puts you on the path to win. The second best deck in the game dug Miner into Lava Hound Balloon for a major change in play style. So this deck is definitely more oriented towards offense. You're going to have the Miner replacing the Tombstone to snipe Princesses, Dark Goblins, Firecrackers, protecting your Lava Hound pups as soon as they pop from the Lava Hound, and then also having that convenience of being able to say, hey, after we defend with Skeleton Dragons, Inferno Dragon, and also Evolve Barbarians, we can throw a Miner in front of that, and then make our opponent have this situation of mayhem, where they're like, wait, I have to now defend this a little bit more than I was before. Okay, so if we can snipe that Mother Witch, we're in a phenomenal position. He's going to have Mini P.E.K.K.A. Wow. He really wanted that pig at all costs. He was looking at that. He's like, I will sacrifice a Mini P.E.K.K.A. to get that pig. It's not bad for him, though, because he baited out Barbarians from us. We could use Zap to reset. Okay, not happening if we lose our Barbarians. We now know that the homie's got Fireball. So Mini P.E.K.K.A., Fireball, slightly scary situation for us, but at the same time, him fireballing there, I know I'm up Elixir. So we got to take it to him and see the offense of this deck. Also, no Fireball, so no real way of resetting this Inferno Dragon unless you have Fireball and Zap in the same deck, which I really hope you don't have, sir. Awesome. We're targeting on top of the Dark Prince right now. If that thing goes into the darkness, we don't have to worry about the Spear Goblins taking our tower. I could go in for an arrows on top of the Bats, but the Skeleton Dragons are going to give us a bit of a bigger benefit in the later stages, and that is why we always do it. Forcing out the Fireball is nice. And then as soon as the Lava Hound pops, do we get the Miner to get tanking? Yes. Notice how the Princess Tower is targeting on the Miner instead of the Lava Pups? That allows us infinite more damage potential. And that's the strength of the Miner in this deck. The overwhelming offensive capability crushes these decks. The difficulty is, since the guy is going to have Fireball, and we don't have Tombstone, we might have to sack a lot more than we would before. Most of the time, you just Tombstone, Inferno Dragon, use your Barbarians, and the game's easily won. But this one, not the case, guys. Not the case. We got an Inferno Dragon on the same side as the Goblin Giant. We know that he's going to have Fireball, so we're hoping that he Fireballs on the Inferno Dragon and then has nothing for the Evo Barbs. So I'm going to try to stagnate my stuff and separate as much as I possibly can. Oh, he's going to have the Evo Bats. All right, let's just arrows on those as quickly as we can. Go in for a Miner on the Mother Witch, and then try to do a tower trade almost. Especially if we can zap. So the reason why we're zapping was we're wanting both towers to start targeting the Miner so the balloon can guarantee the tower. Let's go. We needed that. And this game is still far from won. It has only begun. Homie's going to go in for a spam. And we're going to Inferno Dragon directly in the face of the Goblin Giant. We got to shut down Shrek. And we secure the defense. Can we 3-crown him too? I want everything in this match. Give it to me all, sirs. We're going to zap so then it resets and it targets the Miner so the Bats aren't going to be able to come down, and then Lava Pups and the Skeleton Dragons still lock and load. Let me end it on a 3 crown. That's what I'm talking about. It's fitting that the full offense deck gets the 3 crown, even if it's at the cost of sacrificing a single tower. Ghost was a great player, but he couldn't stop the unbelievable offensive Lava Balloon. And the best deck in Clash Royale buried the competition with Graveyard. After dominating the game for years, Splashard is finally finished #1 in the world. And when I was a pro player 5 years ago, this deck was still around. It was one of the best decks in the game. It's cool to still see it stay the same. All right, we're going to go for a Barbarian and a Knight. The reason is I want to be able to close out those wall breakers and have the Knight tank and hopefully allow us to maybe even go for a Graveyard depending on what his deck is. Oh, no. I don't know what we're matching into right now. I got to go in for the Tornado to activate King Tower against the Bandit. You want to time it so then the Bandit does not get the dash and the hit. It only gets the dash. So you have to time it while the Bandit is about to dash on the tower. And it's a little bit of a difficult timing to do. But if you do it correctly, you're going to be saving a lot of damage. An extra Bandit hit for no reason is not something you want to take. So we just took the dash, and now we're going to crash with some Icicles into his tower too. So the way that this deck plays, really bad in single elixir if you want to go for Graveyards. Graveyard plus Poison costs a total of 9 elixir. Also, if you're adding a tank onto it, like a Knight, you're going to be up to 12 elixir. If you're spending 12 elixir, you have no elixir for defense. So you can't really do that until double elixir. And obviously, you're just going to try to find your opportunities with regard to your opponent's card cycle and really respect what they're going to have. And then, when you understand what they're going to be playing, you can make calculative decisions to be like, oh yeah, this Graveyard makes sense. Because your deck is so defensive, it gives you the opportunity to play safe until you can secure a dominant win. That's how we're going to be playing with this deck the entire time. So, we're going to go and pull the wall breakers with this Tornado. I don't think we're going to take that. Ooh, yeah. It was a little bit scarier. The second wall breaker was looking at me and it saw a snack. Okay, so the evolved bats are coming at us. Not that bad. We've got our baby dragon for some nice splash damage. Also, having Ice Wizard, Tornado, and bats does not actually hurt us ever. Like, the King Tower activation and 3 towers shooting you. What are you going to do? It's fun playing against Mega Knight because generally against Mega Knight decks, you don't even need to have a mini tank. You can just go in for a Graveyard by itself. And that's something that is extremely underrated. You can go Graveyard and Poison. And the reason why we like doing that so much is because sometimes you can't afford the defense and the offense at the same time. Obviously, we have a huge amount of stuff stacked up, and even if he goes in for the Mega Knight, the Baby Dragon is going to take the targeting. So the Baby Dragon will be able to stay alive for a while, and then also give us some extra value on offense after. The bats aren't able to even come down because, like, what are you going to do? You're going to drop them into an Ice Wizard, right? And then we go for a Barbarian, and then you don't have bats in cycle. And then you have to deal with the entire offense all over again. As you guys can see, in double and triple elixir, that's where this deck takes off. We're unloading Graveyard spontaneously every single second because our defense is so reliable with the Tornado, Tombstone, the King Tower activation. The cost efficiency allows us to afford more Graveyards than he's able to afford offenses, and he's always on his back foot. Once you reach the late game with this deck and you have an advantage or you're even in an even situation, there's nothing that can stop you. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.